American. The black vulture, Coragyps atratus, also known as the American black vulture, Mexican vulture, zopilote, urubu, or gallinazo, is a bird in the New World vulture family whose range extends from the northeastern United States to Peru, central Chile and Uruguay in South America. Although a common and widespread species, it has a somewhat more restricted distribution than its compatriot, the turkey vulture, which breeds well into Canada and all the way south to Tierra del Fuego. It is the only extant member of the genus Coragyps, which is in the family Cathartidae. Despite the similar name in appearance, this species is unrelated to the Eurasian black vulture, an Old World vulture, of the family Accipitridae, which includes raptors like the eagles, hawks, kites, and harriers. For ease of locating animal corpses, their main source of sustenance, black vultures tend to inhabit relatively open areas with scattered trees, such as chaparral, in addition to subtropical forested areas and parts of the Brazilian Pantanal. With a wingspan of 1.5 meters, 4.9 feet, the black vulture is an imposing bird, though relatively small for a vulture, let alone a raptor. It has black plumage, a featherless, grayish-black head and neck, and a short, hooked beak. These features are all evolutionary adaptations to life as a scavenger. Their black plumage stays visibly cleaner than that of a lighter-colored bird. The bare head is designed for easily digging inside animal carcasses, and the hooked beak is built for stripping the bodies clean of meat. The absence of head feathers helps the birds stay clean and remain, more or less, free of animal blood and bodily fluids, which could become problematic for the vultures and attract parasites. Most vultures are known to bathe religiously after eating, provided there is a water source. This water source can be natural or man-made, such as a stream or a livestock water tank. The black vulture is a scavenger and feeds on carrion, but will also eat eggs, small reptiles, or small newborn animals, livestock such as cattle or deer, rodents, rabbits, etc., albeit very rarely. They will also opportunistically prey on extremely weakened, sick, elderly, or otherwise vulnerable animals. In areas populated by humans, it also scavenges at dumpster sites and garbage dumps. It finds its meals either by using its keen eyesight or by following other, New World, vultures, which all possess a keen sense of smell. Lacking a syrinx, the vocal organ of birds, its only vocalizations are grunts or low hisses. It lays its eggs in caves, in cliffside rock crevasses, dead and hollow trees or, in the absence of predators, on the bare ground, generally raising 2 chicks each year. The parents feed their young by regurgitation from their crop, an additional digestive organ unique to birds. Used for storing excess food, their infant formula, of sorts, is thus called crop milk. In the United States, the vulture receives legal protection under the Migratory Bird Treaty Act of 1918 despite the fact it does not migrate whatsoever. This vulture also appeared in Mayan codices. The black vulture is a fairly large scavenger, measuring 56 to 74 centimeters, 22 to 29 in length, with a 1.33 to 1.67 meters, 52 to 66 in wingspan. Weight for black vultures from North America and the Andes ranges from 1.6 to 3 kilograms, 3.5 to 6.6 pounds, but in the smaller vultures of the tropical lowlands it is 1.18 to 1.94 kilograms, 2.6 to 4.3 pounds. 50 vultures in Texas were found to average 2.15 kilograms, 4.7 pounds, while 119 birds in Venezuela were found to average 1.64 kilograms, 3.6 pounds. The extended wing bone measures 38.6 to 45 centimeters, 15.2 to 17.7 in. The shortish tail measures 16 to 21 centimeters, 6.3 to 8.3 in, and the relatively long tarsus measures 7 to 8.5 centimeters, 2.8 to 3.3 in. Its plumage is mainly glossy black. The head and neck are featherless and the skin is dark gray and wrinkled. The iris of the eye is brown and has a single incomplete row of eyelashes on the upper lid and 2 rows on the lower lid. The legs are grayish-white, while the 2 front toes of the foot are long and have small webs at their bases. The nostrils are not divided by a septum, but rather are perforate. From the side one can see through the beak. The wings are broad but relatively short. The bases of the primary feathers are white, producing a white patch on the underside of the wing's edge, which is visible in flight. The tail is short and square, barely reaching past the edge of the folded wings. A leucistic C. Atratus brasiliensis was observed in Piñas, Ecuador in 2005. It had white plumage overall, with only the tarsus and tail as well as some undertail feathers being black. It was not an albino as its skin seemed to have had the normal dark color, and it was part of a flock of some 20 normally plumaged individuals. The black vulture has a Nearctic and Neotropic distribution. Its range includes the mid-Atlantic states, the southernmost regions of the Midwestern United States, the southern United States, Mexico, Central America and most of South America. It is usually a permanent resident throughout its range. Although birds at the extreme north of its range may migrate short distances, and others across their range may undergo local movements in unfavorable conditions, in South America, its range stretches to Peru, central Chile and Uruguay. It also is found as a vagrant on the islands of the Caribbean. It prefers open land interspersed with areas of woods or brush. It is also found in moist lowland forests, shrublands and grasslands, wetlands and swamps, pastures, and heavily degraded former forests. Preferring lowlands, it is rarely seen in mountainous areas. It is usually seen soaring or perched on fence posts or dead trees. The black vulture soars high while searching for food, holding its wings horizontally when gliding. It flaps in short bursts which are followed by short periods of gliding. Its flight is less efficient than that of other vultures, as the wings are not as long, forming a smaller wing area. In comparison with the turkey vulture, the black vulture flaps its wings more frequently during flight. It is known to regurgitate when approached or disturbed, which assists in predator deterrence and taking flight by decreasing its takeoff weight. Like all New World vultures, the black vulture often defecates on its own legs, using the evaporation of the water in the feces and/or urine to cool itself, a process known as urohydrosis. It cools the blood vessels in the unfeathered tarsi and feet, and causes white uric acid to streak the legs. Because it lacks a syrinx, the black vulture, like other New World vultures, has very few vocalization capabilities. It is generally silent, but can make hisses and grunts when agitated or while feeding. The black vulture, Coragyps atratus, also known as the American black vulture, Mexican vulture, zopilote, urubu, or gallinazo, is a bird in the New World vulture family whose range extends from the northeastern United States to Peru.